What is going on, y'all? It's your boy. I pull up to the house and I'm bringing you some more NCAA Football 14 gameplay featuring the Georgia State Panthers in my offline dynasty mode. And look at this. We got dropped in the rankings. The computer hates us. We're taking on Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, and we're outmatched, blah, blah, blah. We do this every time, and it doesn't matter. We're going to, do what we can to try to bring home another victory, bring home our fourth conference victory of the year, and move to 9-0 and give the voters something to think about because, as I said just a few seconds ago, we got dropped. We were number 2 in the rankings last week. We won pretty handily, and we got dropped from number 2 to number 3. The BCS hates us. I don't know why. Beating 5 top 10 opponents or so in the first 5 weeks of the year. It's obviously a what have you done for me lately kind of thing. And we're feeling disrespected. So we got to come out and have a nice showing against the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Not get caught up in any kind of trap game. Not get upset and looking forward to our next opponent. We got to beat who's in front of us. So let's get this thing started. Western Kentucky chose to defer to us and give us the ball first so they can have it at the half. And we're getting things started. Our DB, remember that name, Johnson, number 5. He gets a decent return and brings it back to the 20, getting things set up for the Georgia State Panthers. Let's go. Now, first play of the game, we're coming out in a 2-wide receiver set with 2 tight ends as well. And Justin Royal drops back to pass, dishes across the middle, and finds Sheldon Jefferson for a beautiful 13-yard reception. First and 10, go Panthers. Let's go. Now, very next play, we're coming back out in a 3-wide receiver set. We have just one tight end in a single backfield. Finding that man once more, Sheldon Jefferson, who gets 14 yards this time. So 2 plays, 2 passes, 2 catches from Sheldon Jefferson for 27 yards that lead to 2 first downs. Quite a mouthful, I know. Now, after a few sacks and a penalty, we're backed up to 3rd and 26. Almost get picked off, and just like that, the drive is over. Couldn't get things going on the third first down we picked up. So now the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers take over. After looking at some of their ratings as far as their players and their attributes, they have a pretty good running game. Their quarterback is he's all right, I guess. And as I say that, the first play of the game, they dish it off to a tight end, Justin Flanagan, who gets 16 yards and breaks tons of tackles, looking like a baby Gronk or something. So maybe I should keep my mouth shut. Now it's 3rd and 9. Looking to make the stop. They're out 4 wide receivers and a tight end, and we get the sack. Eric Bowser is his name. Actually, it's not his real name, but that's his name that was generated before I got my rosters. So we get the sack. My boy Jermaine Walton. Keep an eye on that name as well today because he did a fantastic job of getting after the QB. Now 3rd and 15. Not much happened on our drive. First 2 plays, so I'm scrambling trying to get the first with Royal, who's just not fast enough. He gets 13 yards, but we needed 15, so we're forced to give it back to Western Kentucky. So 2 drives, no points. Not looking good in the eyes of the voters, if you ask me. So we got to go out and do something, make some kind of play, get a spark, get this Georgia Dome crowd ready. And Eric Bowser does me a huge solid by throwing a poorly thrown pass to my DB. There's that man, Mr. Johnson. First turnover of the game. Usually when we get that turnover, we can, make big plays afterward, and it leads to scores. So let's see what happens. Great job by the defense, putting the pressure on the QB, and a great job by Bowser by giving it back to us and giving us a chance. So now that's what I usually do. I want to come back and strike with a big play that leads us to get some points on the ensuing possession. And here we go, coming out of a 2-wide receiver set. We find Shannon Shaw across the middle. Shout out my boy Mims, who just signed on. The Flight Mike. Be sure to check him out as well. He'll be linked in my description like always. And we get the first down. Justin Royals kind of struggling, 3 of 7 for 43 yards. But hopefully he can get things going and get us into the end zone. Now it's going to be 1st and 10 at about the 15-yard line. We're coming out with 3 wide receivers again. And a single tight end and a running back. And look at Sheldon Jefferson muscling his way all the way into the end zone, although they don't give him the touchdown. Kind of unfair for him. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to come back and try to get a passing touchdown for him on the very next play. Stupid, I know. It's not a good idea. Just go with my workhorse, Martell Jones. But I had to reward him. He helped us out this drive. So I find him in the back of the end zone with an absolute bullet for a 0-yard touchdown. I always like seeing that. It's just funny to me. But whatever. Maybe I'm just a silly guy. But great touchdown pass by Justin Royal. Look at that dime just. Great job, great footwork, getting both feet in bounds, even though he only needed 1 because it's college, and we're up 7-0. So now this is going to be I believe the final play of the first quarter. We've held up very strongly against his offense, and Eric Bowser gets a little too antsy, and we lay him out. What a hit! Show that replay, please. Sun Belt Conference. player of the week to be sure, or hit of the week or something. Look at this. I'm tracking him down, hitting him with a, oh my goodness, look at that hit. Had it been a guy like Drew Brees or something, he probably would have gotten fined or kicked out of the game. But since it's Eric Bowser, we get no penalty. Let's lay him out. And after one, we're up 7-0. Shout out Coco Pebbles. What's up, bro? Cool guy who gives me a lot of cards on Ultimate Team. Might have some Ultimate Team for you guys soon. If you want to see it, let me know. And now the second play of the second quarter. They're coming out in 4 wide receivers again. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. Look at that. 3rd and 11. They have absolutely nowhere to go because we're playing man covers like we always do. And Jermaine Walton picks up another sack. It's his 2nd sack of the game. 4th and 17. And he just, as you see in the replay, it's pretty good blocking by the right tackle. But Eric Bowser decides to leave the tackle box. And he gives his tackle no chance to block him, for that long, especially moving out of the pocket. So Jermaine Walton, 2 sacks already, making his case for Defensive Player of the Week already, looking good. Let's go. 3rd and 8 for Georgia State, trying to keep this drive alive. We're actually on their side of the field at this point. And Justin Royal scrambles. There's nobody to find. He tries to get away, and he's brought down to a sack of his own. Negative 11 yards, not looking good. So they were eating us up. They actually have some pretty good bookends at defensive end at Western Kentucky. Some 80 overalls, I believe. And 80 overalls against our offensive line. They eat like J.J. Watt and Von Miller got stuck together on the same squad. So, we turned the ball over to them. And 1st and 10 coming out of a 3 wide receiver set. Looks like 4 wide receivers. It's picked off. Great job by Arnold jumping that throw because Eric Bowser makes the cardinal sin of quarterbacking. You cannot throw across your body on the other side of the field because it always gets picked off or thrown. The strength isn't there or something, or it gets deflected. It rarely leads to a positive play. So leading 7-0, Georgia State will take over. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the first half. Great pickup by, who was that? That is Jeff Smith, the All-American tight end for me, who's done such a great job all year long, extending drives, making big plays. Got some drops in there, but look at that. Just absolutely trucks a defender looking like Antonio Gates from back in the day. Shout out to the Chargers, even though they lost yesterday. Whatever. Pretty much ending their chance at a AFC West division title, even though my Broncos got that sold up after a big win yesterday against Kansas City. Peyton Manning and the crew looking good after a tough loss. Oh, that was one of the worst. One of the worst losses I took as a Broncos fan against the Patriots. But hey, if we play them again, they'll have to come to Denver more than likely because we're going to win out. I'm calling it right now. As my man, Jermaine Walton, does it again. Gets after the quarterback. That's his 3rd sack of the first half. Looking good. Already setting a team record, or tying a team record in sacks for a game for Georgia State. And it is 3rd and 13. They're going down the field. It leads nowhere. And they should be giving the ball back to us. Actually, that was the final play of the first half. Oh, wait. The field goal they wanted to attempt was like a 55-yarder. It's up. It's long enough. But it is wide left. No good. I wanted to catch that and return it back on some Devin Hester stuff. But it was just, the CPU doesn't really give you an opportunity to run those back because they always have enough legs. They just sometimes miss them wide left or wide right or off the post or whatever. So 10-0 at the half. Not a great showing by our offense, but our defense has definitely come to play. We've made some amazing plays, 2 turnovers already, 2 picks that led to points, and we're looking good. We want to come out and continue this dominance just so we can show the voters, the BCS, the Harris poll, all that we are worthy of being a top two team because we've done such a great job against everybody we played this year. We've had like 1 or 2 scares, and that was against the big teams, as we're supposed to. We were supposed to lose those games. As Joe Bell takes his first play of the first half of Western Kentucky back all the way 27 yards up the field, getting them almost into the red zone, setting them up. Now they're in a first and goal-to-go situation, coming out with 3 wide receivers, 2 backs, like an I formation, and play action fake is run. We sniff it out, but we are not prepared for what ensues. Eric Bowser scrambles out of the pocket and gets a touchdown. Like I said in my previous videos against my Sun Belt Conference opponents, everybody in this conference has a quarterback that can run. And look at me. I got absolutely juked out. I thought it was going to cut between the tackle and the guard, but he took it outside and got the touchdown and got them back in the game. It's 10-7. I'm coming out running some play action, and I find a wide open Dallas McKinney who picks up 16 hard-earned yards and another first down. 2 catches for him, 27 yards. we're divvying the ball around to everybody and making plays. Haven't seen much of Martell Jones yet because I don't know, they have a pretty stout run defense, and I just haven't had a need to pass yet. Now, speaking of running, this was a couple plays later on 2nd and 6 at about the 25-yard line. I've got my jumbo package in. Pause. Got my jumbo package in. I got Antonio Henry, my backup running back, who's got a little bit more speed, who busted outside and gets into the end zone on a 24-yard touchdown scramble. Great job by Antonio Henry. Even better job as he's eating it all up, getting that touchdown. And great job by my offensive line for creating that, just for keeping them off, keeping them clean on that play until the very end. He didn't get touched until he was in the end zone. And going into the fourth quarter, we're holding on to that 17-7 lead. Things are looking good. We can't say that we've got it, in the bag yet, but one more stop and score will definitely seal the deal. I'm hoping we can get this game over with and move on to our next opponent. Now, looking ahead, but just, I'm always looking forward to facing our next opponent, even while I'm playing the current opponent, which could get me in trouble. But not in this case, as we bring down Eric Bowser once again. There's that man, Jermaine Walton, looking oh so good out there, making his 4th sack of the game. That was actually the team record right there. We broke the defensive tackle from 2010. And, Jermaine Walton with his 4th sack of the night, doing a fantastic job getting after his QB. 3rd and 18, just over 4.5 minutes left to play in this game. Looking to make a big play to get it over with. Now, that pass, the pass fell short, leading to a 4th and 18. I normally don't show punts or punt returns because nothing ever happens. But this is going to be the best punt return you've ever seen. I guarantee it. He's going to kick it off to my return man. I believe it is, who is that? Is that Shannon Shaw? Yes, there's Shannon Shaw, cuts it out right, hits down on the juke stick, loses half the team, and it's just a foot race at this point. Beats him out to the corner, and he is gone. That first move is such a killer. I recommend using it because it just works like a charm. Hitting down on the right stick, it allows you, as long as your guy has enough agility and enough speed to do it, you do it at the right time. As long as he has enough time to do that, it does a great job of reversing the field. It's actually an NCAA record, 81-yard punt return. I'm not sure how accurate that is, though. I think I've seen some longer ones in the league, or I'm sorry, in college football. I don't know. I think Devin Hester even had a longer one, but hey, we're at Georgia State's in the record books for a good thing. I'm going to take it as we get that interception as well. It's pretty much going to effectively ice this game. 24-7, the dominance continues. Our 3rd turnover. We did not turn the ball over at all this entire game. I think maybe on like a last-second pass I was trying to run up the score like a scumbag. But that would actually do it. We're going to come out. It's 3rd and 3, and I'm looking just to get one more play, one more first down, just to use up those timeouts and end this game. And Justin Royal scrambled. I had a couple guys open as I went back and reviewed it, but I don't know, I just didn't make the throw as my forward progress only gave me 1 yard. And that made me mad. I was like, really? 1 yard? Are you kidding me? So I had to come out and go for the first down because you know what? I'm not going to just give him the ball back and risk losing my big win. And, look at that very next play. Justin Royal finds a streaking Dallas McKinney across the middle who is going to go all the way for another long touchdown for us. This time it was, I don't even know, like 73 yards or something like that. It was awesome. Great pass, great catch. He's wide open. That defender just stood there like a noob. What was he doing? Mainly because I adjusted the play. I don't know if NCAA, their AI allows them to read your plays or whatever, but I came back and adjusted it, and he was not ready for that that slant pattern that McKinney ran. It led to a touchdown and a big win for us. We win 31-7. Another big victory for Georgia State. It's not against a top 10 opponent or a big SEC school or anything like that, but it's 9-0. We are bowl eligible at this point. There's no doubt in our mind that we're going to get a good bowl game because we got 3 games left in our conference against opponents that we can take down and get the victory against. And, I'm excited. You guys let me know what you think in the comments section. The video is wrapping up as you see some of the post-game highlights as we made some phenomenal plays in the run game, in the pass game, and especially on defense. Player of the game was Jermaine Walton, 4 sacks, team record. Fantastic job. But we dominated on all phases of the game. Defense was great. Offense came through when they needed to. And special teams with the special teams play of the year on NCAA Football 14. In my opinion, I haven't seen a return better than that. If you see one, let me know. Link it to me or send it to me private message or whatever. But until next time, this is your boy. I pull up to the house. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let me know what you think. Holla at me. Peace.